Broadcasting live, this is the Handicappers Report, brought to you by the Clubhouse Racebook, 711 Central Avenue, Albany, and CapitalOTBBet.com, the premier online wagering site in New York State. CapitalOTBBet.com. Sign up today.
Good morning and welcome to an early edition of the Handicappers Report. I'm Seth Merrow. Thanks for joining us. Our friend Anthony Mormino still spending a little time down under. We'll get an Australian report when he returns, I believe, next week. But works out fine today because I'm just going to concentrate on some Gulfstream for the next half hour or so. 9 o'clock, we'll kick off Racing Across America, an abbreviated edition there. And we'll talk to Brian Nadeau down at Gulfstream. Get some insights on the action from him. I'm just pulling over my Aqueduct PPs to make sure. Yeah, today we're starting early because they're early starts. That means early pregame shows, Gulfstream and Aqueduct as well. Gulfstream's going to start at 11 o'clock today. Breakfast at the Pegasus. And Aqueduct's going to kick off at 11:45. So morning starts in both Florida and New York. Before I get into it, let me remind you that today here at Capital OTB at the Clubhouse Racebook, $100 knockout challenge. We'd love to have you stop on by, try for a little extra something today with the knockout challenge. That's 711 Central Avenue in Albany. We had the bankroll yesterday here at the Racebook. Worked out okay. I had a nice hit, couple of okay hits, but a nice hit, like an 18-1 shot that ran second. In the try and exacta, was going and vying for the win spot and just came up a little bit short. Otherwise, the day would have been much nicer, but everybody walked away with a nice little chunk of change at the end of the day, the folks on the team. So we'll alert you again the next time we have one of the bank rolls. And if we do, make sure you swing by and see if you can get a little extra money courtesy of Capital OTB. All right, let's jump in because it is a big day down in Florida. And again, we'll get some on-the-ground reports coming up a little bit later from Brian Nadeau when we kick off top of the hour Racing Across America. But taking a look handicapping-wise at the card today, the opener at Gulfstream, optional claimers, non-winners are one other than on the grass. In the opener, I have it 1, 2, 3, and 5. The 6 to me is also a little bit scary, coming off a little bit of a win streak up at Woodbine. If that one floats around at a price, the number 6, I wouldn't ignore. But I put Zippadoo, the 1 on top for Graham Motion. Tried the Tropical Park Oaks last time and didn't fare that well, but number-wise ran okay as compared to this bunch. So dropping back into the more proper non-winners of one other than condition out of the stakes try last time. Now, Tropical Park Oaks, as the name indicates, that was against 3-year-olds, but this horse has faced older before. So I'll put Zippadoo on top, Johnny V on board. Frankie Dettori in for some rides this afternoon at Gulfstream. He's on big brass bed for Brendan Walsh, another one that tried Stakes Company last time. That was back in July, though. This one's a newly turned 4-year-old, obviously on New Year's Day, and I think has the potential to be one of those kind of horses that comes back and is an improved runner. This one was in the Chad Brown barn and was sold as a horse of racing age at Keeneland in November. This may be a clever buy from this group. We'll see. And then in the third spot, Swoop to finish, Bill Mott trainee. Third start back off a little bit of a layoff. These days, that's not much. Early September until mid-November. But it was a couple of months on the sidelines, a little better than a couple of months. And now third start back. I think the Bill Mott runner has the potential to be a player in here as well. In the opener at Gulfstream, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Second race this afternoon. This is a really nice card. I mean, there are big full fields. There are going to be some opportunities during the day. And in the second race, we're looking at maiden specials going 7. I have it 2, 8, 3, and 6. Batten down. Couple of full siblings that were runners. This is by Tappet out of the really nice race mare Closed Hatches, but she's produced some nice runners as well. One called Cilia, 2 for 2 in the career. another called Tacitus, who you may remember, Tacitus, fourth in debut, but then won the next 3 starts, including the Tampa Bay Derby and the Wood Memorial for these same connections, Juddmonte and Bilmont. So I think there's some breeding here to think this one could come out and be a runner in debut. Big City in the second spot, City of Light, second-time starter off a debut effort. That was pretty good. And then My True Colors, another first-time starter. This one going out for Todd Pletcher by Munnings. He can get win early runners, and they paid $600,000. Rapid Gray for Mark Casse by Constitution, I think has some win early in the breeding. Hasn't quite lived up to it. First 2 starts were okay. They put some experience in the holster. So for me, in the second at Gulfstream, 2, 8, 3, and 6. Race number 3 this afternoon. Optional claimer, C condition, 7.5 furlongs on the grass. I have it 7, 3, 4, and 12. I'm going to put Miss Carol Ann on top. Started the career over in Europe, and it wasn't anything to write home about. There were a couple of wins. It was okay. Tried some group company over there and didn't fare that well. Came over to the United States, been kind of similar. Has shown some flashes, just hasn't quite broken through yet. But now comes back after a layoff since September. I think is going to match up okay with this bunch. If you look at what she's done so far in Europe and in the United States, I think this is a group she stands a real chance against. So 7, Miss Carol Ann on top. Second spot, Diamond Hands goes out for Christophe Clement off a win last time on the move over to Tampa. First start in pretty much half a year. So that was a good comeback off a layoff. I would think bodes well for this afternoon. So I'll put that one underneath. And then Fast as Flight in the third spot, Brian Lynch trainee, stepping out of a stakes try last time. Wasn't a bad try, ran 5th in the field of 8, but less than 4 lengths behind the winner. And again, the number was pretty good. There were good numbers underneath. I would expect this horse to be a player in with this group this afternoon. Expansive on the outside for Todd Pletcher. I might have put that horse higher to 12. I don't think the post position is going to be a benefit, however. In the third at Gulfstream, 7, 3, 4, and 12. Race number 4 this afternoon. Starter handicap, $100,000 up for grabs in here. They're on the synthetic. I have it 4, 5, 7, and 1. I'm going to put Messiador on top. Stepping out of some stakes company, and this is a stakes level performer. Last couple of races were stakes, but 3 starts back was in an optional claimer, won that. So stepping out of stakes company, I think will benefit as it did 3 starts back. I'll put this one on top, not with a lot of confidence, though. There are a number of races today. It's tough to have confidence. They're very competitive fields, but I'll go with Messiador. Sand and Sea. Riley Mott trainee shows a lot of early speed, comes out of a couple of similar events down at Gulfstream recently and a couple of similar finishes in that both were wins on the front end. Riding a 3-race win streak, has won 4 of the last 6. Game plan, obviously, today is going to be the same. Gun it to the lead and take them all the way around, or try to, and I don't think that's out of the question. Time Passage in the third spot. This one has some early speed as well, and that's why I'm maybe a little bit leery on Sand and Sea. Time Passage last time didn't really show the speed as much as maybe she has in the past. I think the speed of the speed's probably Sand and Sea. And if that one skips away, it could be lights out. But I was kind of hoping maybe these two would, hook up a little bit and set things up for Messiador. So for me, in the fourth, 4, 5, 7, and 1. Fifth race this afternoon at Gulfstream. Optional claimer with a C condition. They're going to go a mile on the grass. I have it 11, 7, 6, and 4. I'll put Iced Chocolate on top for Mark Casse. Hasn't been seen since trying Stakes Company up at Woodbine and a lot of Stakes Company, and pretty nice tries. Just missed in the Kennedy Road. Just missed in the Arctic behind Big Invasion. Tried the Woodbine Mile, grade 1 event. was third at Saratoga in the 4-star Dave behind Casa Creed. This is a nice runner for Mark, and I think this is going to be a cozy spot. Why step out of stakes company with a nice stakes performer like this, putting up $92,000, and is what the 2-1 morning line favorite. I would imagine there's nobody shed. So you're favored for $92,000. Why not? And I think may live up to that favoritism. Public sector going out for Safi Joseph. This is another one of those that was trained by Chad Brown. We had one earlier on the card and went through the Keeneland auction sale back in November. Stakes level performer for Chad. They paid $35,000, and I have that circled and noted. I'm a little bit concerned about that, but it's a 6-year-old, and you know, what is the future necessarily? I'm thinking it was a clever purchase, and I think this one, again, like the top pick, plenty of stakes on the resume here, and probably is in a good spot, albeit did try a similar event last time and didn't fare that well, but that was on the synthetic. That was the first try in the new barn. I'm going to look for an improved effort for number 7, public sector. Mason in the third spot. Another one coming out of some stakes tries. Most recently, the Artie Schiller up at Aqueduct. Ran third in there after having led most of the way. And I would think that will be the game plan for this one. Another runner, Chad Brown runner here. Flavian Prat on board. And I think Prat will say, I'm going to try to take him all the way around at a mile. And might be able to do it. There are a couple others in here that I thought had early speed that might not make that the easiest assignment, but I think it is possible. In the 5th at Gulfstream, 11, 7, 6, and 4. Race number 6 at Gulfstream this afternoon. It's a La Proviante, mile and a half on the grass. For me, 3, 6, 1, and 8. I'm going to put number 3, Art Callie Kim on top. Brendan Walsh trainee comes in riding a 4-race win streak. The last of those was the Grade 3 Long Island up at Aqueduct. So raging good form. Stakes quality, good form, given the stakes win last time. I think this one is a logical player in here. Not invincible, however. Sister O'Toole, I think, could be a little bit interesting. Tried stakes company out at Del Mar last time in November, ran a decent little third. And the horse has been kind of a cross-country traveler latter part of the year. July was racing at Saratoga, went to a stake at Del Mar in August, won that. Back to Aqueduct in the Weah, ran third, and then the Del Mar stake last time ran third. But I do think this horse is a player in with this bunch. And I like that they had the confidence to kind of go back and forth with this horse. They obviously thought they had a shot on those cross-country trips, and one of them worked out. Third spot, Romagna Mia. Another one that started the career in Europe and had an okay career in Europe, nothing standout necessarily, has come to the United States, first start in the United States, the Beverly D down at Colonial last summer, ran an okay third behind Fev Rover and Gina Romantica, subsequently put in a couple of wins, won the Dowager at Keeneland, and won the Via Borghese right here at Gulfstream. This one may actually wind up being the one to beat in here. Wouldn't be a shock at all. In the 6th at Gulfstream, 3, 6, 1, and 8. And 7th race today, I have written at the top of my page a puzzle. This one, I could have gone in a number of different directions and had the same level of confidence, which isn't much. But in the 7th, I went 4, 1, 7, and 10. I'm going to put Dreams of Tomorrow on top. Nice try. This is another one of those $100,000 starter handicaps. This one was in a similar event last time. Closed nicely to be a fairly close up 4th in the event. I think that bodes well for the Shug runner, Johnny Velasquez on board. I think we'll get a little value here, but I think this one is moving in the right direction. Exact estimate in the 2nd spot. Nice win, 2 back and an optional claimer. Tried the Artie Schiller last time and ran a close-up 2nd. So another one that I think is coming in good and maybe improving form for Chad Brown. And then Cash Equity going out for Safi Joseph off the claimed out at Santa Anita. So this one's a little bit interesting. It's a Ken Ramsey runner, spent most of the career in Southern California until coming over here to Gulfstream. But again, I think this might turn out to be a clever claim. I think this is a talented runner. We're looking at 12-1 on the morning line. I'm curious if we'll get that, but if we do, that is solid value. 7th race at Gulfstream, 4-1, 7-10. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hit the second half of the Pegasus card today at Gulfstream. Stay tuned.
Gulfstream Park's championship meet brings world-class thoroughbred racing to South Florida each winter, and it's a prime reason to offer the best turf racing possible. Having the best surfaces is the key to offering a superior racing product. We are committed to attracting the world's best horses, trainers, and jockeys to run over our exceptional course. Gulfstream Park's new turf course will be unveiled this December.
Come on.
I want sales reports on my desk by Monday.
Whoops. My bad.
Love racing? RTN brings you every live simulcast on your home television, plus live video streaming and race replays on your PC and mobile devices. To order, visit rtn.tv. RTN, a breed apart.
Capital OTB is now streaming live on Roku. The RTN Racing channel on Roku lets you watch OTB TV live through your Roku device or your Amazon Fire Stick, rather than being limited to computers and mobile devices, which means you can now watch OTB live wherever you are. Simply open Roku, scroll to find the RTN channel, then click on OTB TV. OTB TV on Roku. Try it now.
Welcome back. Let's jump right back in. 8th race at Gulfstream today. It's the McKnight. Couple $100,000, mile and a half on the grass. 10-1, 7-9 for me. I'm Rock Emperor on top. 10-1 on a Chad Brown runner that has A, $1 million in the bank, and B, a nice stakes resume underneath. Now, we are looking at a now 8-year-old. Maybe this horse isn't quite up to what he was as his younger self. But again, with these connections and some talent, I'm going to take a little bit of a pop in here on this one and see if we can make a little magic happen at a price for a Chad Brown, talented stakes quality runner. Francesco Clemente, another Chad runner leaving from the rail, the one horse, Irod Ortiz on board, started the career in Europe for Peter Brandt and has come over to the United States now. Last couple of starts were pretty good, including a just miss in the Hollywood Turf Cup last time. This is going to be a tough runner from the rail. And Verstappen, Brendan Walsh, runner coming off a near miss in the Red Smith up in New York last time. But again, nice stakes resume underneath, and likely a player in here under Frankie Dettori. But it's another one of those races where I could point to another 2 or 3 and have a similar level of confidence. But for me, in the McKnight, race number 8, 10-1, 7-9. Race number 9, it's the inside information, 7 furlongs, $200,000 for the Fillies and Mayors. I have it in the 9, 3-1, 9, and 10. I'm going to put Intrepid Daydream on top. Nice runner in the Safi Joseph bar now, just missed in the Sugar Swirl last time and did it with a number that is kind of consistent with what this horse seems to be kind of landing on at this point, and matches up nicely with this group. Bluefield in the second spot. Nice win in a stake at Tampa 2 back in that Sugar Swirl last time. Finished 5th. Intrepid Dream was 2nd by half a length. This one was 5th by a length and a half. So it was right in the mix with the top pick last time. And then Mary, quite contrary, in the 3rd spot off a nice win in the Rampart here at Saratoga last time. It was a pretty good looking win as the favorite in there. And what I thought was a kind of a salty little field. I think Mary Quite Contrary, very much a player in the inside information this afternoon. Race number 9, 3-1, 9, and 10. 10th race, it is the kickoff to the 3 Pegasus races. Pegasus World Cup Filly and Mare Turf Invitational, $500,000 up for grabs, mile and a 16th. 7, 4, 9, and 5. I'm going to put Fluffy Socks on top. Big closing kick last time in the Matriarch at Del Mar to just miss. You look underneath, and this horse is in the hunt far more often than not. 22 starts, 14 of those have been exacta finishes, another 3 running third. I think this horse will be heard from in the lane. It's Chad Brown, it's Irod Ortiz. And another horse with these connections that I think you get a little more value than you might normally expect from these names. Cherie DeVoe has Star Fortress in here, who might wind up just being the one to beat. If this horse runs back to the U.S. debut, they're all running for second. This horse started the career in Europe, came over here and just ran away and hid from a field in the Cardinal last time at Churchill with a 104 buyer. Again, if this horse is that good and can put 2 together like that, Star Fortress is the one. And then Didia in the 3rd spot. I'm going to forgive the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. Just kind of didn't perform in there as you might have hoped. But the races just prior to that says Didia is very, very dangerous. And with that Breeders' Cup race darkening the form a little bit, you might get a little value on Didia. That's probably more value than she deserves, because that's a talented mare, certainly, with 11 exacta finishes, 9 wins, and 14 starts. In the 10th at Gulfstream, Pegasus Filly and Mare Turf, 7, 4, 9, and 5. The 11th race is the Fred Hooper. They're going to go a mile, $150,000 up for grabs. I have it 8, 1, 12, and 3. I'm going to put Accretive on top. It's the nice Chad Brown Klarovich runner, who, again, I'm going to draw a line through the last race. It was the Cigar, ran 10th in there. I liked Accretive in the Cigar. Just didn't show up that day. And it looks like an aberration, because every race otherwise, maybe the Jerkins a couple seasons ago up at Saratoga. But other than that, I think this horse very, very playable. And again, it's Chad, it's Klarovich, it's Irod Ortiz. I'll put Accretive on top. Second slot, going to take a look at Hijazi coming in for Bob Baffert. Seems like Bob Baffert, when he comes east with these tends to do very well. This one just missed in the Malibu last time. Just missed behind the talented Speedboat Beach. So no shame there. I think a player, again, on the scenario of a Baffert runner coming east, doesn't come east to Gulfstream that often, but I think this horse is a player. And then Signator for our friends at West Point Thoroughbreds and Company. Nice win, 2 back and an optional claimer, and then went into the Queens County. Just missed in there. I think is a player in with this bunch of perhaps a nice little price. In the 11th at Gulfstream, 8, 1, 12, and 3. 12th race is the Pegasus Turf. $1 million up for grabs, a mile and an eighth. In this one, I am going to go 3, 6, 9, and 2. For our friends at West Point Thoroughbreds, I'm going to see if Integration is all that, and I think he may be. What we saw last year made Integration look very good. Got a belated debut as a 3-year-old, debuted the middle of August down at Colonial, won that maiden special convincingly. They go right from that into the Virginia Derby down at Colonial, win that convincingly, and then they come back to New York and try the Hill Prince and win that convincingly. Now steps out against older stakes runners this afternoon. We'll see. I think, as I say, could be the real deal. Integration on top for me. In the second spot, King Max comes in off a nice close-up finish in the Fort Lauderdale most recently. Did that over Main Event, who is in here as well. Main Event is stuck outside, though. So on post position, I thought King Max might be in a little bit of a better position. And then Warm Heart going out for Aiden O'Brien. This is a filly facing the males. She just missed in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. Then they went over to Hong Kong and ran third in a Group 1 there against the boys. Facing the boys here, she's an interesting player in with this bunch. and adds a little intrigue to the race as well with the filly against the boys in the 12th at Gulfstream, 3, 6, 9, and 7. And we will wrap it up today at 5:40-ish. That's what the post time is listed as. We'll see if they nail that, but that's the scheduled post time, 5:40 this afternoon. Pegasus World Cup Invitational, $3 million, mile and an eighth, 8, 4, 5, and 12 for me. I'm going to put First Mission on top. Relatively lightly raced runner for Brad Cox, newly turned 4-year-old, but has faced older in the past couple, including a near miss last time in the Clark at Churchill. That was behind Trademark. I have Trademark in the 3rd spot. Trademark and First Mission come out of the Clark with 102 buyer figures. And so, to me, they're both players in here. I just thought a little more lightly raced, newly turned 4-year-old. First Mission may tout himself as a player in that handicap division this year. Hoist the Gold, I have this one splitting those two. Hoist the Gold comes out of a win, and a pretty solid win in the cigar for Dallas Stewart. And we all know Dallas Stewart on big days like this can get a horse over at a price. This one's 12-1 on the morning line. I'm going to look for Hoist the Gold to run well. As I say, Trademark in the 3rd spot off of that Clark. But in the Pegasus, I have it 8, 4, 5, and 12. All right, that takes you through the really, really nice Pegasus card today down at Gulfstream. There are going to be plenty of opportunities, nice, big, full, competitive fields. So hopefully we all walk away big smiles on our faces at the end of the day. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Racing Across America at the top of the hour, and we will be joined by Brian Nadeau. You see him in the paddock down at Gulfstream, so we'll get some of his thoughts on the big card today as well. But we're going to wrap it up for Handicappers Report for this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. A couple minutes down the road, we'll be back Racing Across America.
You're watching OTB TV, a service of Capital Off Track Betting.